What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Man-Made Thoughts, and I'm back with another review. And I don't know if you could tell by my pretty upbeat tone, but this comic is great. And let me start this off as I'm not a Superman stan. I'm not a Superman fan. Maybe back when I was like 7 or 8, because I thought that having a cape was probably the raddest thing you could probably do. It's back in the 90s when rat tails was cool. So, I mean, take from that what you may. But I've not really ever been a Superman fan. Like, if it ever came down, like, I was highly, like, pretty sure every kid in the 90s, we all watched, the Bruce Timm Batman, the animated series, and then Superman. And then, it just kept getting better and better for us, And, as opposed to Batman, I guess you could say I was a Superman fan if you were opposing to Batman. But, you know, as the years grew, obviously, Spidey became like the center of my universe. But anyway, this comic is good. I think you guys need to know that this was from the like Walmart comic that I guess nobody could find, so they decided to reprint it, get some money out of it. Now this thing is $4.99 for issue one. It's a lot of money, but but I think it's worth every penny. I think it's worth every single penny. This is written by Tom King. Yeah, I know. Whatever he's doing on Batman, trust me, he did not bring it here. This guy, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, from what I heard about his run on Batman, nobody likes it, but this is amazing. He has nailed Superman. He has turned Superman into, like, I feel like this is coming from a not Superman fan, not DC Comics fan at all. Like, with my exposure being mostly the DC animated universe stuff. So take what I say with whatever I say with a grain of salt. But Superman's always been more, to me, is more like a messiah symbol, you know, like like Jesus kind of, but not like Jesus, because Jesus, Lord, Savior, Creator, everything, Son of God, all this stuff. But I'm saying more like in like a messianic figure. He doesn't have to be good, but he chooses to do so because it's in his nature. Like, he could have easily just enslaved everybody, destroyed everything, but he wants to be good. He wants to do the right thing, and he tries. That's all. I feel like I'm drawn to heroes who just try. Like, no matter what happens to them, they just won't back down. They're gonna keep getting up, and they're just, I don't know, that symbol. Like the fact that little kids that are cancer patients, they see that Superman S is like a sign of strength. Like, Superman's gonna save you. He's the strongest being. Everybody wants to be Superman. Everybody wants to be Superman. Whether you like him or not, everybody wants to be Superman. He's in every metaphor whenever somebody's doing too much, or trying to help everybody. I mean, just like maybe a couple hours ago, I opened some mail because I donate to charity a lot. And I got one from like a children's cancer hospital. And I was telling my wife that I feel bad. I feel like Superman in this comic, and we're going to get into it. But I feel like Superman in this comic because you can't save everybody. And that's what Superman's flaw is. Like, if people say he's overpowered, he's OP, he can do anything. But Superman's tragic flaw is that he's so good at trying to do the right thing all the time that it hurts. It brings a tear to his eye when he can't be there to help everybody. And let's get into it, because this is a lot to unpack. I was really impressed with this. Not like, I read this right after I read the Miles Morales Absolute Carnage tie-in. Man, this put a smile on my face. I came back to read it again because I like this. No, I love this comic. I'm gonna keep reading it. I'm gonna tell everybody to go buy it. But anyway, let's talk about this cover art. This is Andy Kubert. This is classic Superman right here. He is a hulking dude in this comic, and I like the sketchier, looser style that they gave him. And I feel like maybe cleaner lines would have kind of taken away from this story, but the sketchy style of it it has its own charm to it that you really you grow to like. You know, I do like this flex. I like this flex because Superman is strong, and he shows it. This is strength. This is a dominant pose right here. Like literally, he is flexing on you on his cover. This look of like determination and just sheer power on the cover tells you you're in for something. You know, like he's flying, he's doing something dynamic, he's flexing on you. All right, so let's get into it. The first page. I mean, the first page. Literally, he is doing something cool. He's doing something cool. He's destroying something that was destroying the city. Like when I saw this, I was already blown away. This would be somebody's wallpaper. You know what? If I still had a PSP, this would be my wallpaper on my PSP. I'm like I said, I'm not a Superman fan, but I know great composition when I see it. This is a great piece. This is a great intro to any comic. You should always start a comic off with something dynamic, doing something cool, so that people, even if the comic sucks, people are pulled in by that first page. They're gonna buy it off the cover. You might as well give them something to like stare at when they turn. So anyway, the story of this with Superman up in the sky is that a girl has been abducted, and Batman calls Superman to tell him that hey, you got to do something about it. And so Superman, he goes to see Batman, and surprisingly, the dialogue is not cringy from Batman. It's actually pretty good. And Batman pretty much gives him the skinny. He briefs him, and Superman's like, "I'm sorry." And Batman's just like, "The girl's in the hospital. Talk to her." It's just like, no, don't apologize to. It's just like we have this saying in the army. Whenever you thank your an NCO for something, they say, "Don't thank me, thank your recruiter." Batman's literally like, "Don't apologize to me. Apologize to the girl that you were unable to help." So the girl's talking like a kid. It was kind of too kiddie for me because it kept going. Like they say there's a problem with people writing. You either write a kid too kiddie, or you write a kid who sounds like they're like an adult and they talk like an adult, but they're not. But anyway, the little girl says that, alien dude came from space and he kidnapped her sister. And Superman's just like, where did he take her? And she's like, up in the sky. So you already know, this is the call to adventure panel right here. I love this right here. It's kind of Frank Miller-esque, this silhouette of really hulking Superman before Frank Miller, started doing crazy stuff. But anyway, Clark goes off. He goes to his job and he tries to ask for some time off, and his boss is just like, no, let me run down these crazy things that happen because I'm gonna play the straight man in this story about crazy stuff. So he literally starts saying, we've got alien attacks, monster attacks, Luthor attacks. We've got super villains and androids and gorillas and super villain gorilla androids. Thousands, millions, billions of people on the brink of annihilation. And you think I'm going to send my supposedly one of my best writers because of one kid who gets kidnapped in Gotham? And so he's like, nah, you're not going anywhere. Because Superman's trying to ask for time off, so because he knows if he has to go into outer space, it's going to take some time. You don't just fly into outer space and come back. So anyway, he goes, and pretty much this book, most of it, he's literally going and doing Superman stuff while like trying to ask, hey, has anybody seen this girl? And it just shows you just how epic Superman is. Like rampaging T-Rex. You know, Green Lantern is there to fight him. There's an asteroid from space trying to, hit the Earth. Superman goes and pushes it away. Just fighting people, keeping jets from like crashing into the ground, like you name it. He's a defender. Superman is a preserver of life. He's a protector. He is a defender of the innocent. This panel is so cool right here. For this little boy, Superman has wrecked an 18-wheeler for this one little kid. And he's not complaining. He does this effortlessly. This is what he does. And he's trying to figure out, like, should I even go there? Should I go? He's talking to his dad, and his dad says something that's really profound. Because it's from the mind of a child, so you have to think about it. Like, children believe when adults tell them something. They just believe it without fail. Like, you tell a kid, like, I have 4 kids. So if you tell your kid that you're going to take them to Disney World or you're going to give them ice cream, they don't forget because they believe you, because you're an adult, you're an authority figure. So Clark's like, I don't know, man. I don't know there's so much bad stuff going on in the world that if I leave, like, what's gonna happen to the world? And he's talking to his dad, and he's like, they need me here, Pa. Yeah, I suppose they do. And then, literally he just gives him these little short choppy answers and stuff. But then out of nowhere, he hits him with this. Unless they don't, that is. And then, well, that little girl just won't be found. She'll be up there all alone, hurt, maybe, scared, waiting, and waiting, hoping, Little kids always got hope. That's the lesson you gave me, son. You had every problem, but you always had hope. And she'll have it too. No matter how lost she is, she'll be thinking, it's all right. Someone will save me. She's always, literally, this little girl who's been stolen, she's gonna wait and wait and wait. She's gonna keep thinking, whether he comes up there or not, someone is going to save her. Someone's gonna save the day. Whether it's Superman or what, this little girl's gonna have hope. And so anyway, this panel to me, or this page, just in general, shows you just how much Superman cares. I'm gonna have to flip a couple for, copyright. But so Batman calls Superman, and he's like, hey, it's Bruce. I just got word. The girl in the hospital, she died. I'm sorry. And Superman is so anguished. This is after he's saving the train track so that the train can keep going, because clearly it's deteriorating. This is very, very good stuff. Very good composition. Very good ink work. And this look of anguish on his face, like that there's nothing he could have done, but he's doing everything. Superman has the weight of the world on his shoulder. He's going to different planets. He's going to outer space. He's coming back, and there's nothing that he can really do. And this page is just so powerful, man. I don't understand how Tom King could do what he's doing on Batman, but come over here and write this as if it's light work. This is housework to this man. This man is in his house shoes and a robe writing this. He just probably has a world's greatest dad mug on his desk. Like, sip it. Man, he wrote this script in like 20 minutes and he's done, So, we keep going. I've got to skip a couple pages. But anyway, so a kid, after Superman jumps, like he goes into space, a kid decides, I'm Superman, and he jumps to his death pretty much. And Superman, once again, he feels bad about it because the kid dies in the hospital. So what does Superman do? He does what Superman does. He goes off and he's a hero. Like, and all these thoughts on this page, they're literally people talking about the kid that died. you learn so much about this kid through these bubbles and Superman punching someone in the face that literally, I don't know, man, this is just such good storytelling. Like, it's so good. It's so good at being good. It has no right to be this good. And some guy, long story short, some guy hooks him up to a device that Superman figures out how to make it work. Which they're like, oh, you're unworthy. You're not smart enough to figure this. Just patronizing Superman. Superman's the man that answered the unanswerable question in All Star Superman. So anyway, uh, so clearly he's worthy, and it's just good. It's good. This page right here, I had to read on to this like multiple times because first he's Clark up here, then he's Superman down here, and basically, dude gives him the juice because Superman figures out how to power himself up, and then he blasts off in outer space, and that's it. It's just so good. It is. This has no right to be as good as it is. It's a good story. Honestly, it's good. If you want to read this to your kids, if you're trying to get them into comics, and you're trying to explain Superman, like instead of what Superman has become in pop culture, where people are like, oh well, Clark Kent is his disguise, or he's an alien from space, and this is how he looks at us as weak, and and maybe to some extent it kind of plays on that because he does worry that like people will need him a lot, but that's the thing, who is gonna fight a giant robot? Are people going to say that Batman with prep time can fight a giant robot? Crazy androids and all this stuff? No, Batman's villains are sinister, sick in the head dudes. Superman's villains are people that you cannot fight on the street. You can't beat them by regular means. You need somebody who can literally take somebody to outer space and suffocate them. But unfortunately, Superman's villains can breathe in outer space too. So this is Superman. This is a superhero story that is not weighed down by politics. It's not weighed down by identity. It's not weighed down by who you think he should be. This is Superman. This is good storytelling. This is amazing. Superman up in the sky, #1. Go get it. If you can find it, please get it. Support it. Let them make more stories like this. I support these little limited series that run on their own because they really don't tell a story that takes away from anything, but they add so much to this character. But anyway, if you like the video, like, share, comment, subscribe. If you do subscribe, hit that little bell icon, ding, 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 and you'll get all the notifications so you won't never miss an update. And yeah, this is Cortez, and please go get this comic. It's so good. But anyway, peace out.